Hello, good afternoon. It's me, your brother, your friend, George Nyakpo, again. About 3 weeks ago, I made a video concerning the issues of the independence of the Western Togoland, also in another breath, and also concerning the division of the Volta region. The reason why we have to think of the bigger picture than just that small picture. So, calls I receive from people suggest many people do not understand the Ewe language, or for the benefit of those who don't speak the Ewe language, I have to make available another version of that same recording that will be in the English language, which a lot of people will have understand. So this afternoon I made it a point to reach you again. Thank you very much for watching the first video and your comments. May the gods of the land bless you. What is the issue? We grow to believe that we, the people of Western Togoland, are Ghanaian, and over the time, this our Ghanaianness is not reflecting in our lives, only to be told the bitter truth and also to verify from various documents, even back then at school, that the land has voted in 1956 to be in a union with Ghana in a yes and no vote, which they christened the plebiscite. So we, some of the youth, decided to visit that history and see why the plebiscite was occasioned on our land. Because understanding what the plebiscite mean is never the best that such word should be used on us, because we are not slaves on our own land. Nobody bought us on our own land. We were on our own land before the white man decided to visit us. The first whites to visit our land was the people from Germany. They came to trade with our forefathers, visiting the kingdom, meeting our chiefs such as King Mlapa III, who received them nicely. So the Togoland and the German were in that business or trade relationship, and Togoland was benefiting tremendously from that relationship until the unfortunate incidents of the First World War. This war has saw the France and the British ganking up against the Germany. The war was at the East Theater, and we in the Togoland don't know why that war was brought to our land. But France and Britain have to gang up against the few people in Western Togoland, being the territory of the German, to fight the few armies that were here, who were just here to see administration works. And German was defeated. France and Germany, Britain decided to share the land among themselves. So after the division of the Togoland, we have the Eastern Togo and the Western Togo. The Eastern Togo was under France administration, and the Western Togo under the British administration. It was later realized that these two aggressive nations decided to integrate the new colony into their already existing colonies. So France was at Dahomey and wanted to integrate the eastern Togo, making it part of the Dahomey or today's Benin. And British at Gold Coast then also wanted to integrate the western part of the Togoland into the Gold Coast. But the League of Nations document and the decision that and things that we discovered we realized that they were prevented from integrating the land, but rather they were mandated to nurture the land into independence. That they should look after the land, but they shouldn't integrate them. So when the land is ready, they should grant it independence, or they should help the people on the land to achieve their self-determination. So France obeyed this instruction, and in 1960, the Eastern Togoland was granted independence as a separate sovereign state, and we have the Republic of Togo today. There was no plan to make it to form either a union with the existing Dahomey or Benin, or to integrate it into Benin. But France obeyed the League of Nations document and the UN document and granted the Eastern Togo independence in 1960. When it comes to Britain to also repeat the same in the case of Western Togoland, they decided, the governor then and Nkrumah decided to integrate the Western Togo into Ghana. But the UN document has also prevented them from doing that. They were reminded that the land cannot be integrated, but should be left alone. They dragged this issue several times and have to coerce the United Nations into forcing a kind of a union with the Gold Coast. Documents available to us today reveal that Britain and Nkrumah has planned to aggressively integrate the Western Togoland into Gold Coast, which is now Ghana, because it was realized that the small stretch of this land called Western Togoland has a lot of minerals, and if they are left alone, they will be better off than the Gold Coast. So the document we say from the British archives to Ghana, how they will integrate the Western Togoland, the plans, we have captured that plan, we have seen the plan. And my brothers and sisters, it was a very shameful, a very disgraceful, and the highest order of aggression on the part of Britain to try to teach Ghana how they can steal this land, make it part of Ghana today. So when you read those documents, they were taken into through how they can manage to integrate the land. So all plans were hatched. So anybody that is talking about the Western Togoland independence and the reason why the land cannot be integrated into Ghana, those people, those of our forefathers, were maimed and some were killed. Some have to run away to exile, never to return. We have chiefs that are alive today that can testify to that fact. Some who were incarcerated and a whole lot of things, they are still alive. Some now are 95 years old and they are still alive. And they reveal all this aggression to us. We have also realized other plans. So when people like Amato was challenging Dr. Nkrumah, they managed to silence him. Anybody that stands to talk about the independence of the Western Togoland or have a contrary opinion on this unfortunate plebiscite of 1956, those individuals will be chased to the bush. If they are caught, they are killed. This is what Ghana government in 21st century is still doing. And when you complain, they say, oh, the people has voted, the people has voted. So we want to find out how this vote has also come by. You realize that as they continue to disturb the UN on why the land cannot be independent, arguments such as the land is too small, the land has no coastline, the land has no mineral, there's no food on the land, and if the people are left alone, they will die. These are some of the arguments they raise. The lands, the peoples on the land, their destiny is in the hand of Gold Coast. How possible? How can another human being's destiny be in another human being's hand? Is that how God created the world? But this is what Britain, a country that will say they are a Christian nation, this is the kind of arguments they raise, and has integrated or has put people, a fellow human being, into abject agony since 1957. Very shameful. Very shameful. During this unfortunate incidents, the UN have to allow them to come to the land and decide, make a decision whether the people truly want to be a sovereign state or want to be part of Ghana. My brothers and sisters, the election, this yes and no election, who has nothing to do with Ghana. Ghana was seen playing a center stage, chasing people from the Western Togoland. Even the people, the officers that are supposed to organize that plebiscite, no Western Togolander was part of that committee. You see the white governor placating around, forcing people to vote for yes to join Ghana. Evidence are there how people were beaten, were forced to vote to go to be part of Ghana. And the question is, a country, a state is to vote, to be in a relationship. Why don't they allow Western Togolanders to cast their votes? Then they allow the British colony, the Gold Coast also to also vote differently to see whether they want to be in any form of a union with another nation. They didn't do anything like that. They always say, Togolanders, you should vote yes and no. And Nkrumah and co were seen forcing people, buying votes with bicycle and used clothes. The Phoenix bicycle, the Buzanga, is still around for people to vote to join Ghana. Why? Why? It's the people's decision. Why do you have to influence the votes? If you say you are a sovereign state, you are independent state, you love democracy, why do you have to force some people to take that decision to join another people by force? Because they knew very well that, oh, when they managed to integrate the land, the resources of the land could be shared between Ghana and Britain. That was the plan. That was the plan. So that unfortunate incident took place, and many parts of the West Togoland refused to take part in that decision. Only the few areas that were bright took part in the election. And even what was the vote? Places like the Anglo lands, part of the Redome, part of the Northern, they didn't even vote. They didn't even vote. Not all parts of the land voted to be in that union. Because the argument was, why do you have to force me to vote? I'm in my own land. This is where God created and put me on. You want me to vote again to say that yes, this land belongs to me. I'm a citizen of this land. Who forced Britain to vote on their land before that place is called their home? Who forced them? It's not aggression. This is aggression to the highest order. And since 1956, they never make any attempt to correct the harm they caused to this land. And they go about the world saying they are the world giants, placating themselves around, that they are the lovers of democracy. Shame. Shame. Now, Ghana, following that aggression, after that unfortunate incident of a plebiscite, the vote between the yes and the no was just 16%. That should tell you that even if you are to follow the constitution of this nation that declares a vote in the favor of another entity, they didn't even win that election. That election was not in their favor, because they have not raised any 50 plus 1% of the vote. The vote difference is just 16%. That election should have been repeated until the majority of the people have freely expressed themselves. But that was how it was done. My people, after that election, Ghana began to divide the Western Togoland anyhow. Why did they change the land from British mandated territory to Volta region? When you come to Ghana now, there's a region called Western region, Eastern region. Which region is lying at the east of Ghana? Which region is actually lying at the east of Ghana? Can the Eastern Bloc be found in the middle of a nation? And the other bloc that is directly at the eastern is named with a different name, just because they want to change the name. They want to wipe out any resemblance of Western Togoland. So right now, part of the Western Togoland is in Boku, the upper east region. Part is in the northern region. Part is in the eastern region. Then the greater part, the Volta region, is left there. And now, another aggression to divide the land with the flimsy excuse of development. And we keep asking, ever since regions were demarcated in this region on the platter of development, what type of development has gone there? Go to the upper west and the upper east. People are still crying today for potable water to drink, just water to drink. They couldn't get. Women are dying when they are going to deliver because there's no vehicle, no ambulance. And the people there, because they are being bribed, those chiefs, they are being bribed, making noise about development. And when you ask them, our chiefs are owners of the land. See, and the name they are even giving to the place, Oti region. What is Oti region? Who named that place Oti? They don't even know the history of the land of which they are. There is nothing on that land that brings that Oti name. The river that flows on that land, the name was Wate, Wate, River Wate. But because they cannot pronounce the Ewe name Wate, they make it Oti, River Oti. Now it has become Oti, Oti. And they are jumping around. Why don't you divide the place and name it Voter North, as we already know, and Voter South? But I want to give it another name because the attempt to remove the voter, because it's the transvoter Togoland, is still resurfacing. So another attempt to reduce it so that that name is also gone is what Ghana is looking for now. And the world is sitting there looking. The people of the Western Togoland, having realized this truth, how they are deceived, are very much angry. Letters were written to the various governments of Ghana. No attempt. And when you say, oh, the land has voted in 1956 to join Ghana. The plebiscite was a union. A union, meaning that anything that is a union can be what? Separated. There is no vote that is permanent under this sun. Even people voted to exit from the Brexit. They even voted. People voted to be out of that union. So it tells you that there's no vote that is permanent. Countries that are in a kind of a relationship, after some time, when they realize that what they are to gain in that relationship is not forthcoming, they can choose to separate. And what's the big deal? If the people of Western Togoland want to separate, what's the big deal? What is the big deal? What is paining Ghana in this case? Why are they refusing? Why are they afraid? Why are they afraid? Now they go about bribing our chiefs to write letter to UN to ask UN to remove the embargo on the mineral deposit of the land so that they can come and mine. Go to Ghana news agency website. You read there. Just Google. Just type in your Google. Voter chiefs call for removal of embargo or ban. You will see it there. Then read it for yourself. The kind of mineral we have on this land. Now, if the land belongs to Ghana, why must the chiefs write letter to UN to remove embargo before they are mine? Why? So you see that the government of Ghana successively knew that this land one day will call for independence. So no development is ever coming to this land. You only see political administration going on. For 60 years, you will not see any visible sign that this part of the land is Ghana. It will be more seen in terms of election, where you hear the Ashantis saying the Ewes are not Ghanaian. They, the Ashantis, are the true Ghanaian. So the strangers should leave their land. Just the 2016 election, it was seen. The current government, then in opposition, were singing this song. The people of the Transwater Togoland are not Ghanaian. They are strangers. The people of Hokwe, even some of the officials were saying, those at Hokwe, do they even have human beings there to produce some kind of votes? The people in Aflao area, Ketu South, they are strangers. They are Togolese. They shouldn't be allowed to vote. Tax were sent there. So every election year, then they knew that this land is a strange land. Please, we are not fools. We are not fools. Those of our own Western Togolanders, that are around because of this peanut from Ghana. They are making every effort to thwart the effort of the Western Togoland independence. May the gods of our land this afternoon visit you one by one, because you cannot continue to put us into this servitude just because politically you are gaining something. May the gods of this land visit you, and any punishment that you deserve, may they give it to you as you deserve. If you are a politician in this land from Western Togoland here, and you hear the independence of our land, the mistakes that Ghana did on this land, when we are calling that mistake should be corrected, and you will stand and be thwarting the efforts, may the anger of our Lord visit you. May the wrath of the Western Togoland gods visit you this afternoon. Yes. Because this land does not belong to you. Neither does it belong to Ghana. Ghana has their land. They should leave the Western Togoland alone. Let us die. Let us get our independence. And if you cannot, we should die. Countries are under this sun, smaller than the Western Togoland. They don't even have a coast. So if you make the argument that the land is not having a coast, what nonsense? What nonsense? Must a country have a coast before they can survive? How many countries are bordering the coast in this world? There are so many countries. How many of them are having coast to construct harbor? Are they not surviving? Are they not better than Ghana? And you make this argument, and you are happy over the years, for this long time, you are happy about this stupid argument. My friends, my brothers, let us rise up. Let us rise up. Our chiefs, please rise up. This water you are taking in form of a tea has no nutrients. Rise up, face your destiny, and take what is called tea. Our land has so many potentials to propel us into a better future. Ghana is not coming to do any development work on the land because of the excuse that when the land become independent, they will take all those things away. During the plebiscite, why do Nkrumah have to divert the River Volta into another part? Why? Is the River Volta Ghanaian land? Is it Ghanaian land? But this was what they did. And still, even the diversion, after the diversion, where the Akosombo Dam is, that Akosombo Dam is not Eastern Region land. That land is not Eastern Region. If you say Akosombo is Eastern Region, then translate that word into that dialect. Let me see. Let us hear. What's the meaning? What does Akosombo mean? Tell us, if you know. Because for you to say the land belongs to you, you need to know the history of the land. How the name of the land, the town begin, you should understand it. If that Akosombo and all those areas belong to Ghana, the Senchi area belong to Ghana, what is the meaning? Tell us. The Anglo lands, you say they are Gold Coast land. From at where? When does that land become a Gold Coast land? Because they said they trade, there was a fort, and so what? That land is not British land. It was German land. If British said the land belonged to them, they should come and prove to us how the Anglo lands become their land before the plebiscite. They should come and tell us. It's because Ghana has no history so far as that land is concerned. Those Anglo lands, they don't have any history. How many schools or churches or buildings did British put on the land as a colonial master? How many? Do they even have one? Because if a place is yours, it's as your colony, until you draw a line to show that, oh, this land belongs to me. The Bremen missions were all German mission schools, churches and schools. So is it possible that you are a colonial master on a land and another colonial master will come and develop the land with church buildings, with schools, whilst that colonial master or that country is not your friend? British and the German in the colonial era were not friends. They were longer head. That's why they connived to fight them in the First and Second World War. Yes. So those who are making that argument that the Catalans are Gold Coast land, they should stop wallowing in that abject stupidity. They should stop that. The time has come for us to fight and take our independence. And you are all supposed to be part of the struggle. Let us rise up for our independence. Now, anytime the people call for this, then Ghana have to send the police after them. This time, if we start, they should send them again. And if the Third World War did not start from any other place, it will start between the Western Togoland and Ghana. Then the whole world will see what we are talking about. If you said what you are saying is wrong, why don't you prove it? Why don't you prove us wrong? Where is the document? The plebiscite document, where is it? If you said this land voted to be in a union with you, what was the document? What are the modalities of the election? Because every election has an aim. What is the aim? What did the document say? That this. Which of our Western Togolanders signed the document? Which of the chiefs signed? Because every community has a chief. Every village has a chief. In fact, they were king at the time. So which of our kings signed that yes, this my land henceforth out of this vote belongs to Ghana? Where is the document? Let's see the document. If you reveal those documents to us today, we will stop what we are doing. That the land, our forefather has sold the land to you, and how much you pay over it, will tell us. Please, if Ghana wants to be celebrated as a peaceful nation, as a democratic nation, as they keep shouting, please do the right thing. Do the right thing. If someone wake up one day and decide to sack you on where you are, that the land belongs to them, the first thing you ask them is that, where is the document? Where is the land document? I'll take you to court. Where is the land document? Then you take the person to court and the person prove or otherwise that yes, the land belongs to me or not. But in our case, ever since we have been asking for this document, you never produce one because it has never existed for you. What we have seen, the modality you have seen, you have never implemented any. They say one. Let me remind all of us. For the union to be established, Western Togoland or the mandated land and the Gold Coast must have a common constitution. So when we see the constitution, we pick the document, we say, oh, this is a constitution for what? This union state, the Western Togoland and the Gold Coast. Where is the document? Where is the union document? If you say we are in a union or the land was integrated, where is the integration document? Where is it? You don't have it. You don't have it. So the memorandum of understanding we have to have and how the relationship is supposed to operate, where is it? You don't have it. Because you think after you have killed all those our forefathers who are very vociferous in this agenda, it means you have silenced us. No. They have reincarnated into some of us. And this time, if it is death, it is not only one of us. It is the two of us. If it's not you, then it won't be me. Why are you this wicked, government of Ghana? Why? You put some people into a perpetual servitude. Britain, Queen Elizabeth, you put some human beings into perpetual servitude since 1956, 60 and more years on, and you relax, you eat. What kind of heartless human beings are you people? What kind of people are you? Then you go about condemning people that they are terrorists, they are this, they are that. Whilst in your own working, some people are going through serious agony. But you think you have silenced those who can talk. So that ends it. You will never know progress under this sun until the right things are done. If you think the citizens of the Western Togoland, as I'm doing now, we are going against you, your natural right, then prove it, prove us wrong. Prove it. That what we are talking about, what I'm talking about in this video, none has existed. Then come and arrest me. Now, to all bodies at the corridor of peace, especially the UN, especially the Decolonization Committee, that document you have on your website that says the British mandated land has been part of Ghana and have gained independence in 1957. Please, that fraudulent document, correct it. Correct that document, because we the citizens don't recognize that. We don't recognize that document you have there, because the UN document itself, what they are supposed to do, never was that thing done. But you have that thing on your website, and you call yourself a peaceful organization fighting for peace. Why can't people always revolt? Why? Look at all the nations around the world that you have supervised to have independence. Look at how they are crying. Just go and check. All of them, virtually all of them, are calling for independence, especially those that operated under British rule. Especially those that were colonized by Britain. They were all trying to calling for separation now. Why? Because you think Britain is a giant nation. Because they can forcefully, antagonistically put some people in servitude and they cannot talk, they can maim them. Please correct the mistakes of the past, and the peace you are fighting for can be achieved. Correct the mistake. Are you waiting for another Congo, for another Lebanon to happen in the Western Togoland or in the western part of Africa, so that will be flying food, flying aid, that you are benevolent institution, that you love human beings, you are fighting for human rights? Come on, correct the wrong before. It is the wrong that you fail to correct that is bringing all those things. And in our case, I can assure you, because when it comes to the people of Western Togoland, we are peasant people, we are pugnacious people, and Ghana knows what we can do when it comes to warfare. British knows what we can do when it comes to warfare. Please, it's just that we want to contribute to the peace of the world. So right now, we keep the peace banner high. But if you continue to reject our letters, you continue not to listen to us, you pretend nothing is happening, it will happen. it will happen. And any single blood that will be shed in this independence will be on your head. Britain, your head. Ghana, your head. And the UN, your head. The Colonial Committee, your heads. Because you are making us angry. Correct the wrong. Correct the wrong. To my fellow citizens of Western Togoland, this is your future. This is your destiny. This is what you are to do. This land belongs to you. Don't allow the aggressors to put you into perpetual servitude. The Western Togoland independence is now, we must fight for it. I wish you well. May the gods of our land be with you. And should anybody, whether white or black, green or blue, try to thwart our effort, may they never succeed. May the powers of our forefathers, Charlie Akolomada, and the rest, the Ghana, and the rest, visit them. May they know no peace.